So the new update is out. The Chase the Skies update was released last week, but I want to talk about this new community challenge as they did the same thing for the creaking update. But first, I do want to confirm that this new painting is called Dennis. You can see that right here in the Bedrock texture files, 3x3. It's not in Java edition. I have a weird setup here. I also have something going on over here. This is all discussing the new Happy Ghast challenge and how you can absolutely obliterate it in like one day. So the Garden Awakens community challenge was basically this. You have to kill 75 million creakings and place 50 million resin blocks. Now, these are big numbers. In fact, placing 50 million resin blocks isn't really that hard. I assume Mojang is tracking a right-click interaction with the block. Killing 75 million creakings is difficult because there's a certain setup required for them and you need to mine the block associated with it. This time around, you have two different challenges. First, you have to spawn 50 million Happy Ghasts in creative mode, and the second one, you have to feed 1 million Ghastlings snowballs. The challenges have already started. Bedrock gets the character items. Java gets 2 skins as downloadable PNGs. You have an image of both of them here. So here's the Ghast Riding Swimmer skin, and you've got the Happy Ghast Pilot skin. And yeah, they literally just give you like 2 zip files. But here I'm going to tell you guys that I've already done it. I've already beat both challenges. It really depends on how they track the statistics. There are definitely more Bedrock players than Java players, but in Java edition, it's a lot easier to skew the data by exploiting the game. If you right click the Ghast spawn egg right here once, you can see it increments my stat 1 time. So Phoenix SC stat 1. If I keep doing it, the number increases incrementally, obviously because I'm right-clicking the spawn egg. Although you might have noticed something happened at the end there. You can see I have 1 Ghastling here, and that's because I right-clicked the spawn egg on an existing Happy Ghast, which spawns a baby. That's how it works. I'm gonna click the ground here. You can see I've got now a total of 11. But if I right-click an existing mob, like here and here, nothing happens. The stat does not increase. So I don't know how Mojang are tracking all of this stuff, considering there is a bug with tracking spawn egg data. This doesn't just apply to the Happy Ghast spawn egg. This happens to every single spawn egg in the game. All right, with all of that aside, let's do this. So I have an auto clicker at the helm here. If I trigger the auto clicker, you can see I'm running at about 64 CPS, 65 CPS. It says here your rank is cheater. Yes, I'm obviously cheating here. Because the game doesn't track how many times you've right-clicked a spawn egg properly, I need to track every single Happy Ghast that I've spawned every second, which is what the challenge is asking for. And now I will start the auto clicker and we just sit here and do nothing. This is all it's gonna do. I'm just gonna right-click the ground, right-click the Happy Ghast, spawn all of them. And with the stats on the right-hand side, you can see I've now spawned over 1,000. The middle number you can ignore, but the middle number is basically how many times the game has tracked the right-click action of the spawn egg. That's a less accurate statistic, but that might actually be the number that Mojang reads when they do all of their checking, and I don't know whether they do it or how they do it. The CPS on the bottom is pretty close to about 60, so there is some throttling happening, but the game is clearly processing multiple inputs per game tick. So instead of it being 20, it's about 3 times that number. If I run this auto clicker continuously, it will take me 9 to 10 days to complete this challenge. So if at least 10 of you guys do exactly what I'm doing, this challenge will be over in a single day. I should point this out. This minecart is going to travel very fast. Let me just push it. So I have the game rule on for that minecart improvement system. So it's going to do this. What I tried to do was I tried to just put my auto clicker on like this. But for some reason, the faster you travel, the less the right click number processes. You can see that nothing is happening. I'm not spawning. Okay, it's spawning like some ghasts. And it might be related to the fact that Mojang like to prioritize movement over everything else. And because I'm traveling so fast on this minecart, it's just not going to right click and allow me to spawn Happy Ghast at the same time. So I shelved that idea pretty quickly. Now that I've gotten out of the minecart, you can see it's working again. I will now turn off this system, and you can see I've already spawned like 13,000. This challenge requires 50 million. It really isn't that many. The second challenge is even easier. Feed 1 million Ghastlings to earn exclusive rewards. Okay. Being that it is 50 times less than the original number, instead of it taking 9 to 10 days, it's going to take you a matter of hours. First of all, if you want to spawn a Happy Ghast that's a baby with a command, you just go age less than 0, 999, that's fine. I honestly don't think Mojang... Oh, turn off my data pack. Let's start feeding Ghastlings. We're gonna have 1 command block here that's gonna kill the Happy Ghast, and we're gonna have another one here that spawns a Happy Ghast in here, like so. And we'll turn this on. Maybe this instead. Okay, so now we have a different Happy Ghast being spawned every single game tick, which I guess is important because apparently you have to feed 1 million different Ghastlings instead of just feeding the same one. If you want to go overboard with this, you can of course spawn multiple Happy Ghasts around you and just move your mouse while you feed them. Something like this. or like this. So now I have 8. So the last thing you want to do is make sure you have enough snowballs in your hand. If you want to be adventurous, you can change the max stack size, but maybe Mojang are going to check whether the snowball has any components being modified, so we'll just stick with that. Now you can see that I've got no snowballs in my hand. That's really just a glitch. Not sure why they haven't fixed it yet, but I do actually have snowballs in my hand right now. You can see what's going on here. Like, I do have snowballs in my hand. Now I already have fed 389,000. This challenge is the easier run out of all of them. The number is quite low, so they're not asking for much. But there we go. If this is a truly unbiased community challenge, then this should be completed in a matter of days. And Java Edition players, we will get our 2 wonderful skins downloaded and uploaded to our accounts. That's all.